Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm Instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video lesson, what we're going to be looking at is some bad habits for you to avoid. So if you've been playing guitar for a while and don't feel that you're getting where you're going, it might be because you have developed one of these bad habits and you need to shake it in order to get you where you need to go. If that's the case, stick around and I'll tell you what they are.
Audio Jungle.
Alright, so the number one habit that I see a lot of guitar players have and not getting them where they need to go is they haven't set a guitar goal. Okay? You've got to set a guitar goal that tells you what you're trying to accomplish. Because it's like the old saying says, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. So you've got to know where you're going. That's your goal. That's what are you trying to accomplish by learning the instrument. And it doesn't matter if it's electric guitar, acoustic guitar, it doesn't matter. What are you trying to accomplish when it comes to learning the instrument? What is your overall goal? It's kind of like it's like going on vacation. You know, you have a destination that you're getting to, you know, so you know where you're going. Okay, if you're just picking up the guitar and noodling around with it, and one day you're watching a video and learning a little bit of this, and you're watching a video learning a little bit of that, that's fine. You're going to learn some things, but you're not going to be progressing forward like you want to. After a while, you're going to notice that, yeah, you know a little bit of this, you know a little bit of that, but you're not really getting anywhere. And I see this happen a lot with guitar players, is they noodle around too much, you know, messing around and not really have a goal in mind of what they want to accomplish. So if you feel that you're not getting where you want to get to after playing the guitar for a while, you might want to analyze what is your guitar goal. Okay, that's going to keep you on track right there. So number one, have a guitar goal. All right, number two, a big thing, especially in today's digital society, is not staying focused. I see this happen a lot too. I used to kind of be like this when I was a little bit younger, but you know, you've got to stay focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And this is where the guitar goal comes in that I mentioned before, is if you have a goal in mind, it's going to help you to stay focused on what you're shooting for. Once again, if you don't have a guitar goal and you're just picking up the guitar, one day you're working on this, one day you're working on that, you're working on this, you're working on that, you're not staying focused and you're bouncing out all over the place. I've had some guitar students come to me with this kind of issue, and I can tell right off the bat what their problem is. They're not getting anywhere because they're not staying focused. And the reason why they're not staying focused is because they do not have a goal in mind of what they're trying to accomplish. So make sure that you have a goal, stay focused. The third thing that's really common with guitar players and why they're not feeling like they're getting anywhere, another bad habit that you want to avoid, is inconsistent practice sessions. It's not a good idea to pick up the guitar and practice, you know, for 2 hours, you know, and then you don't pick up the guitar for another 2 days. You don't want to do that. That's inconsistent practice sessions. What you want to do is pick up the guitar and play it for maybe 20-30 minutes a day. Even 15 minutes a day would be better than, you know, an hour every 2 or 3 days. That's inconsistent. Because what happens is when you play the guitar and you learn it, you know, it starts going up like this. And then when you stop, it starts to go down like this. And then you pick it back up and it goes back up again and it comes back down. What you want to do is you want to keep it up. And this happens by having consistent practice sessions. So remember, if you feel that you're not really getting somewhere, it's very possible that you have a habit of inconsistent practice sessions, and you need to change that to consistent practice sessions. A little bit every day is far better than a lot every other day. The next bad habit that I see that a lot of people have is not tracking your progress. Okay? If you're on a journey, which really is what learning an instrument is you're kind of going on a personal journey of self-development, is you want to track your progress, because how do you know how far you've gotten if you don't? And once again, this goes with the goal that I had mentioned earlier. If you have a destination, then you can track your progress to how long where you're at on your journey. You were going to go to, say, another state, you know, and you said, I got to take a road to get there, and you would look at your analytics and you'd say, okay, how far are we along the path? How far do we have to go to get there? Same thing with playing guitar. You don't want to just pick up the guitar and play it. You want to have a goal so that you know where you're going, you can stay focused and stay consistent with your practice and track your progress so you know exactly where you're at and how far you need to go to get there. All right, the next one that I see that's a bad habit that a lot of people have is they don't have a solid practice routine. If you're messing around, practicing this, practicing that, doing all this different stuff, once again, it's not really doing you any good. You're not moving forward. If you have a solid practice routine, it helps you with everything else that I've been talking about. It helps you to stay focused. It helps you to stay on track. It helps you with consistent practice sessions and everything else. So make sure that you have a solid practice routine. It's not too difficult to create one, okay? You can create one yourself. You can look online. Somebody's out there. I've got them on my website, so check that out. You've got a solid practice routine. You know, I would start out with like finger exercises, warm up your hands, and then maybe work on some chords if you're working on rhythm, work on chords if you're working on lead playing, work on your scales. You know, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, write it out. Get out a piece of paper and write it down. I used to do a lot of this, is write down. Actually, I still do this, is write things out on a piece of paper all the time. That's why I write method books, is because I know this stuff works. So write it out on a piece of paper. Write down what it is you're trying to accomplish, and then you'll have like a roadmap of what to follow, and you'll be able to stay focused and move forward. And the last thing that I see a lot of people not doing is not learning to read notation. Okay? Playing by ear is great. It's a great thing to play by ear. I highly recommend doing that, but it's also a good idea to learn how to read the written word. And the reason why is because it's been proven that the mind perceives information differently through the eye than it does through the ear. So if you learn to do both, be able to learn by ear and read notation, it's going to help you become a better guitar player, and it's going to improve your overall musicianship. So if you don't know how to read the tabs and things, it doesn't have to be like standard notation, really hard stuff. Just look up some guitar tabs. Guitar tabs will really help you a lot with getting some insights into how music is created, and you'll be able to learn faster as well. And it's not too difficult. It's a little bit tricky, but if you learn how to do it, just take it one step at a time. I guarantee it that it'll help improve your guitar playing a lot, and you'll find a lot of insights that you didn't know about scales and chords and things like that that can really help excel your learning. One of the reasons why I write method books, because I know that it works. It's one of the reasons how I started learning a long time ago before the internet. Is I learned how to read out of method books, I learned how to read the notation, and it allowed me to excel very, very quickly. And it allowed you to do it too. And I took private lessons as well, and so that helped me out a lot. So if that helps you out, be sure to check that out too, because I do offer private lessons. So just contact me through my website and we'll get that going for you, okay? All right, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate it. I want you to go through these habits and look at them and see if maybe one of them or two of them might be one of the reasons why you're not moving forward like you'd wish you could be. It might be one of these habits, might be two or three of them. You never know. But I would recommend that you go through them, check them out, make sure that you've got them down, especially the goal. That's the main thing, because if you don't have a goal, like I said, if you don't know where you're going, any road will be happy to get you there. So make sure you know where you're going, stay focused, track your progress, stay consistent with your practice section, your practice sessions. Make sure that you have a solid practice routine, and I would highly recommend to learn to read notation. All those things there are going to help you to get better and improve your overall musicianship. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for future notifications. Thanks so much for being here. Keep practicing, and I'll see you at our next lesson.